Okay, everyone, today's guest is one of those people who somehow do it all. He's an Emmy-winning actor, producer, author, game show extraordinaire, and one of Hollywood's most beloved storytellers. You know him from Scandal, Hacks, The Comeback, and about a million other things we are obsessed with. He worked alongside some of the biggest names in television, built an incredible career both in front and behind the camera, and somehow still finds time to be a devoted husband and dad. Please welcome the hilarious, talented, and fascinating Dan Bucatinsky to the Nikki and Brie show.
Hello,
Hi, Nikki and
Dan.
Brie. Hi, guys. I don't know how devoted I am. I don't know what a devoted
Yeah,
father is.
right? Oh, no.
I'm
I
trying.
picked that up from you instantly when I
Oh.
met you at the Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, which I loved what you said earlier when you're like, yeah, last time when we saw each other, I was picking you up. That was fun. Ready for a slam.
I learned so much just in those short, brief period of time. I learned so much about wrestling. Thanks to you.
Yeah, right. Awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Well, wait. So can we see on the actual episode of Wheel of Fortune you trying to body slam him?
Well, it is now streaming on Hulu. So yes, you can.
Wow. Okay.
And then for
you
some
can
reason,
see Dan
I'm
kick my ass.
And that, well, kind of. I mean, you could have thrown me over your shoulder very easily, and then I picked you up for reasons I can't even explain. But I would guess I was trying to make up for.
Yeah. No, I loved it. It made me feel very feminine. So,
well, Dan, something I was wondering is why is my sister so bad at Jeopardy?
You mean Wheel of Fortune?
I mean Wheel of Fortune.
I was like, what?
No, she wasn't. Listen, that game, I swear to God, if you don't see the letters or pick the letters or see the word, I mean, I couldn't believe how many obvious sentences there were, and you just don't see them. I mean, that's a tricky game. Nikki did great. We all were just like struggling to pick the right letters and see, it's hard to practice for that show.
It really is. I agree. When you have the time, you have to look up at the board. It's when like someone else can ask you, hey, what's your favorite book, your favorite song? You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's when you get put on the spot, but then you're being timed. It's just, your mind just plays with you. But totally. We had a lot of fun. So that was a great thing. And we all played for great causes, which Dan, we're going to get into yours a little bit later. Because yours was beautiful.
Thank you.
So then we want to take it back a little bit before we get into career and the comeback. We want to talk a little bit about your childhood. So you were born and raised in New York. What was like childhood and family life like?
I was born on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. My parents were Argentinian immigrants, so it was a very interesting time to be a kid in Manhattan in the 70s, and speaking Spanish in the house, never quite feeling like an American because everything in the house was a little bit new. Everything felt new to them, so it was new to us. And I went to public school on 95th and West End Avenue until I was 8. And then we moved to the suburbs. And suddenly I realized how bad at sports I was. And that really shaped me. When you're bad, when you grow up a kid knowing that you're bad at something, you work really hard to get good at something else. So I think I was driven at a very young age to like prove that I could find worth in something else. And in a lot of ways, I owe it to all my bullies because it motivated me.
That's incredible. So then is that how you found theater?
Yeah, I sort of, the thing about being a kid who doesn't play sports well, or obviously I was a young gay kid and didn't really realize that that's what was going on, but you look for your people, you try to find your people. And I found my people doing plays. And I sort of did that through high school. I did that when I went to college, and slowly but surely I was able to admit to myself lots of different things, including that I wanted to try a career as a performer, as an entertainer, as a storyteller. And so in my 20s, I moved back after college, I moved back to New York, came out of the closet for it was the 80s. It was a tricky time to be saying those things to the world, to yourself, to my family. But I was pushing through because I really wanted to make a name for myself. And so It was a tricky
Oh,
time, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
yeah. I love that. And so when you are coming out, that like how do you prep for that? Like before you come to your family and like how is all that? Or how was all that for you?
Well, I'm older, so like the younger generation these days, it's like they I don't know. If luckily, we're living in a time where young people can sort of announce their pronouns and their sexuality in most cities, like they're announcing which
Mhm.
flavor of cereal they want that morning.
Yeah.
For me, it was this deep, dark secret.
Mhm.
For me, it was something that I prayed wasn't true. I went through a
Mhm.
period in my teens where I promised myself that if I turned out to be gay at the age of 18, I would kill myself.
Oh my
Like I had a
God.
lot of pressure on myself to not be what I knew I was sort of was. And it was just a different time. And obviously I turned 18
Yeah.
and didn't want to do that. And I found my people. I found other people. There were no role models. There was no Will and Grace. There was no out
Yeah.
celebrities. It wasn't as commonplace. So it was like this. And the AIDS crisis was just ending. Um, I mean, if you could say that it ended
Yeah.
at all, and so it really
Right.
felt
Mhm.
like a death sentence. So it wasn't as
Gosh.
joyous and prideful as we all are now, thankfully. I
Mhm.
really am
Yeah.
aware of the shoulders on on the people whose shoulders we stand on now, who fought the big fight and pushed through and create and made visibility a reality because it really changed the course for a lot of other young people. So for me, it was a little tricky, but my parents were very accepting. And by the time I was 25, I
Mm.
was
Beautiful.
living in New York as an actor and a waiter and gay. And I wasn't the only one,
Mm.
believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. I mean, I had chills and I think and thank you for sharing your story and also happy pride as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Um but I think it's good for people to hear that, or listeners to hear that, because I think of like our stories as women and the barriers we broke and how we tell the generation now of that because it's different for them. But I also think it's important how it was to come out at that time. And I was watching some of your other interviews that I thought were so beautiful. And I just love how your parents took it so well. And when you find your tribe, there's
Well,
nothing better.
exactly. And accepting and being open and, allowing people to be who they are, it just makes it better for everyone to have the confidence and feel comfortable to shine their light of who they are. So I love that
Yeah.
your
And
parents were
also,
like that. And I hope
we
more
can't
parents
I totally agree. I think we can't take those things for granted. I mean, then to be an ally as a parent, as a friend, as an aunt, as an uncle, to be someone who can make the road for your loved one smoother and with acceptance and with
Hmm.
unconditional love. I mean, it only allows that person to go find what they want, what their love is, what they're passionate about, what they want to do in their lives. You know, a real stumbling block to finding your passion in the world or in work or in love is a feeling of lack of acceptance or rejection. And so we really can't take for granted
Mm.
how powerful it is to surround a loved one with a feeling of like, oh, we see you, we hear you, and we accept you. And I certainly advocate for that. And I certainly know that this feeling of pride that is used, I mean, pride has become a thing now every June, but it's something I feel 12 months out of the year because we have to. We can't just feel prideful
Oh.
for 1 month out of every
Mhm.
year. We have to feel the pride and acceptance and then pay it forward to those who don't have it so lucky.
Yeah. Wow,
Yes.
that's beautiful. It's so
My
true.
gosh, it's like makes my eyes
I know.
water.
So true.
It is. Well, and we always talk about purpose on here, and it's like you were praying for it not to be, and then it's like God being like, no, 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 because you are going to have such a beautiful path and show people how it is going to be.
Yeah.
And, so there's so much, there's a lot of beauty in that. Um,
I
so to
agree.
change
Thank you.
gears a bit, oh,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah. Oh my gosh, of course. Yes. You co-founded a production company called Is or Isn't It Entertainment back in 2003 and have been creating notable shows ever since. Were you always, well, one, were you always funny, which I feel like yes, and always a fan of comedy?
Yes, I always was a fan of comedy. I studied at the Groundlings in New York. I joined an improv group.
Oh,
I
wow.
wrote a sketch comedy show, which is what brought me out to Los Angeles. I wrote a play that was a comedic rom-com that I then adapted into a movie. And my husband is also a director and a writer, and he wrote a movie called The Opposite of Sex, and he cast Lisa Kudrow, who happened to go to
Mm.
college with at the same place I went to college. And so I met Lisa 10
Oh,
years
wow.
after college, and we decided to start a company together, Is or Isn't Entertainment. We just called it that because we figured everything we're going to ever develop either will or won't be entertainment. And so we started
I
making
love it.
we started developing television pilots and producing. And over the years, we had our company for about 15 years, like 2003 to 2000, maybe around 2020. We, we, we both started going in different directions in terms of our work. But we've been friends ever since. We've been friends
Yeah.
for 30 years, and we, you know, raised our kids
Wow.
together, and we still see each other all the
Mm.
time. But Lisa was a real mentor to me, as was my spouse. And Lisa and I together produced comedy pilots for the network, rom-com TV movies, unscripted documentary series about history, which we did 10 seasons of. Who Do You Think You Are? We produced The
Nice.
Comeback,
Wow.
season 1, 2, and 3. And we produced a show called Web Therapy, which was an improvisational comedy series that was on Showtime. So, yeah, comedy has always been a part of my life, both as a writer and as a performer.
Mm.
But my relationship with Lisa and my partnership with Lisa really put comedy front and center.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's and you I mean, like, speaking of the comeback, you two not only have incredible chemistry and, like, for comedy, it's all about that comedic timing, and she's obviously an icon in that comedy world as well as you. But after we did Celebrity Wheel of Fortune together, I had never watched the comeback. So I was like, wait, I need to watch it. So I started season 1. I'm currently on season 2,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm obsessed. And I'm so bummed that season 3 is the last because I feel like it's one of those shows that I just always want to have on.
I know. I feel like you can write endless content for it.
Endless.
We
It's
we
so good.
probably we
It's so
we
good.
certainly wanted to. We wanted to write endless content in season 1, but we were canceled. And when HBO canceled us, I don't think
What?
we never thought that 10 years later we would make a second season. But lo and behold, you
Mm,
never know. Yeah, I mean, really, you never know.
yeah.
We got to make a second season, and then we really thought it was over. And then 10 years later, we got
Yeah.
to make another one. So the show started to take on kind of a great life of its own as a trilogy, 22 years apart, that was sort of a time capsule about what's happened and what is happening in our industry, and all told by this
Mhm.
really funny character, Valerie Cherish. So it wound up being a blessing, really. I mean, it's so funny. It's such a lesson in never letting failure define you, because you think you've been
Mhm.
canceled, you think you failed, but the lessons learned or the path that drives you towards, you never know when you're going to make a comeback.
Oh,
Oh my
it's
gosh, that's
so
so
true.
yeah.
Well, and it's funny because Brie and I being from the reality world, so then me watching season 1,
It was like
I
nailed
I
in.
was nailed in. I was like dying laughing. How because it's such a different way of filming, and I know like from season 1 it's been a long time. But how like would you guys just like break character all the time or just be like dying laughing behind the scenes? Because I was like, I mean, it's just so funny.
I crack up at Lisa all the time. I think
Mhm.
the subject matter each season, certainly in the middle of 2, it's a little bit more of a darker comedy. Um, we would crack up. She would always crack me up. Other people who joined the show would always crack us up. But the show is completely scripted, so we were pretty prepared. And on the comeback, we did less horsing around. Um, a series I did with
Mm.
Lisa that we created with my husband, Don Roos, was called Web Therapy. We did 45 episodes on Showtime, and they're now, I don't know where they are now, but we're
Wow.
hoping to get them out there. But that show was
Mhm.
completely improv, and we would crack up all the time. And we had Meryl Streep
Oh my
on, and
gosh.
Meg Ryan on, and Steve Carell, and Conan O'Brien, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And if you go to YouTube and you look for Web Therapy bloopers, you find some of the funny moments where we just break, and Lisa, it would crack up, or just crack me up. So that show, because we were improvising and we were always surprising each other, we would break more often. The comeback, for some reason, we were all, as funny as the content was, we all took it pretty seriously.
Yeah, I love that though. And
I
I
like
like
hearing
that
that.
in the final season, you guys explore AI in television. What are your thoughts of AI in entertainment? Is it exciting to you? Is it terrifying?
It is not. I mean, it is terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Let me
agree.
check. Let me check Chat GPT to see what a good answer would be. No.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
What I
Right.
No, I think it's somewhat terrifying. I'm a big
Mhm.
fan of the human experience. I'm a big fan of, telling stories that come from
Mhm.
our own brains and our own hearts. It is kind of
Mm.
terrifying, the idea that we can have our voices and our images and stories replicated by a computer, extracting what's already existed in the years behind us to sort of forge a new narrative. That's a very scary idea. But I also realize, and I think our season 3 of the comeback was trying to say, that it's not something that we necessarily can vote for or against. It is here. It is
Mm.
happening. Technology, like the Industrial Revolution was 200 years ago, it is a thing that
Right.
was a reality. And we have to sort of learn to live with it, work with it, and maintain the integrity of the actual live human experience while navigating the dangers of letting a computer tell your story. So I think we have to be really careful. I think we need to have guardrails up, and I think we have to self regulate how much we let the impulse to do the easier thing not be the way we go. Sometimes it's harder to write a letter yourself from your heart. It's easier to let chat do it for
Mhm.
you, but it's more authentic and it's more dangerous to your brain and your heart to just let it be done for you. It's like
Mhm.
walking. Eventually, if you're being carried all the time, your muscles atrophy. So even if it's harder and more tiring to walk, it's better to walk. Let your muscles continue to be
Mhm.
the
Right.
thing that carries you from this moment to this moment. And what ChatGPT is threatening to do is carry all of us and think for us and express ourselves for us. And I think that's a dangerous, slippery slope.
I
Yes.
agree.
I
And I
completely
don't even
agree.
have the app because I just feel it's nonsense. But
Mhm.
it's like our brains can do it. We don't need the answer
Mhm.
within 5 minutes.
Right.
Like go eat a snack, go have some lunch and just think about it, digest. Like your brain is going to come up with something. Think of the situations. Like it like
No.
kills me, kills me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what?
No, I agree.
Bravo to you guys, because you're something that technology cannot do for you. Get in the ring and entertain and physically wrestle. Like the notion of letting people
Mhm.
enjoy what you guys do, and the fact that two real human beings have to engage in an actual duel, whether it's comedic, whether it's for entertainment, whether it's about physical strength. It's all a real human experience. AI is not going to take that over. And
Mhm.
the more we embrace the real, true, live experiences, even if they're being
Yeah.
filmed,
Mhm.
right? Of course, you can animate
Right.
wrestling, but the real thing that's why concerts and theater and wrestling and sporting events are are on the uptick because people are craving real human experience.
Yes.
Yep.
I completely agree. I mean, can we take him everywhere we go, Brie? How you
Yes.
say things are so beautiful. Even like about AI, like, guys, don't let it carry you. You know what I mean?
But it's true. But I think even like right now with the World Cup, everyone's into it. But I think it's what you said. It's a life experience. We are, like even if someone doesn't watch soccer, they're like into it.
You're into it because it's live. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's human experience.
Those guys are really playing. There's a real ball. They're really kicking. It's like,
Yes.
this has not been created by a computer. And there's something very exciting about knowing that real beating hearts and real sweat and real heart is going into something.
Yes. Are you a Messi fan? Because your parents are from Argentina?
Yeah. I don't have a choice, do I?
Yeah, I love it. No, you have no choice. Well, you guys are looking good. That's a good thing. I love it.
I know.
So you're currently filming a rom-com right now called August. Are you excited about? Or no, or I'm like, wait, it's called August, not in August. You're filming it right now.
Yes. We're in the second to last day of shooting. I mean, I'm here right now in Brooklyn, at one of the locations, and Lauren Graham is upstairs shooting, and we had Scott Foley last Friday and Patti LuPone, and this is a really sweet. It's a really sweet gay. It's a rom-com, but it's also a murder mystery. And I made my own movie when I was a long time ago, when I was the same age as the writer star of this movie. And so, and this is the 25th anniversary of my movie, All Over the Guy. So there's something very poetic about now being back 25 years later in a very different capacity, producing this film, being in this film as somebody who has spent the last 25 years fortunate enough to have so many experiences as a writer, as a producer, as an actor, to be able to bring something to someone else's dream, passion project is very poetic for me. And so August will be wrapped tomorrow, and then we'll take it out into the world like we did with mine 25 years ago. But this has been a real passion project.
Oh, congrats.
I can't
incredible.
wait to watch.
Gosh, I love me a rom-com. It's like all I watch.
I know.
And we don't have enough of them. We need more rom-coms.
No, and those are great people.
I agree. Yeah. So this is a really fun story about a guy whose therapist dies, but he's convinced she's been murdered. So while he's trying to date this guy, he's trying to solve the murder of his therapist. And it's just a fun romp in New York.
I love that. I actually love the murder mysteries, especially with like New York, but I'm all for a good, like a light-hearted murder mystery.
For sure.
Like
that's right. That's
the ones in the building. Murders in a building.
Only murders
in a building. Like I don't. Yeah, I want to laugh and not be terrified,
but also try to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what this is.
So, Dan, I want to get into, before we would love for you to play a quick game with us, about parenthood. And when we did Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, you played for Vista Del Mar Child and Family Services. For our listeners, could you tell us why that was so important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. My husband and I became parents. I was already 40 when we started that process, and adoption was the way that we chose to become a family. And Vista Del Mar has been an organization in Los Angeles for over 100 years, helping families in need of different kinds of services, both for kids who come from at-risk families, neurodiversity, rehabilitation, but they also have an adoption and foster agency. And so Don and I went to Vista Del Mar and took classes and had a social worker that helped us make the adoption plan with a birth mom. And it's thanks to them that we have a family. And so I then joined the board. And for the last 10, 15 years, I have been working to help support Vista Del Mar. And so I was really proud to be able to play and raise some money for such a worthy cause and personal.
Oh,
I love that.
Gosh, I love that too. That's amazing. And if people wanted to donate, where could they go to donate or learn more about the cause?
Yeah, vistadelmar.org is online, and all of the child services and family services and a place to donate and the fundraisers and all of that is on vistadelmar.org.
Well, we would love to play a game with you. And this game is called 60 Seconds with Dan. So we have questions to help us get to know you better. No overthinking. It has to be a quick answer, like rapid fire. And
I know.
all right, let's have some
okay.
fun. You ready, Dan?
All right. I hope so. I can't think very fast.
No, but
I
you
will do
can
the best.
explain. If you need an explanation, you could do an explanation.
Okay.
Nikki and I are not good at one answer. So,
Yeah.
Okay, Nikki, you got it?
Yes. New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
Game night or dinner party?
Oh, damn. I think dinner party.
Yeah.
I like a game
Coffee
night
or
too, though.
tea?
Wait, by the way, game night, dinner party that becomes a game night, heaven. All right, coffee or
best.
tea?
That is the
coffee or
best.
tea. Coffee or tea? I drink both so much, but I think I'm gonna say coffee.
I love a good cup of coffee.
Me too. And really quick, before we go to the next question, have you ever played Catan?
No, what's Catan?
It's an amazing board game. I think you would like it. My husband and I are addicted to it right now.
I have
You
to
need to
find
check
it.
it out. That's
Listen,
like a
we
good
made-
dinner party board game.
Yeah, well, 25 Words or Less was a dinner party board game that I used to play with Mary McCormick and then Lisa, and then we turned it into a game show, and it's been on for 8 seasons. So I love like a party game.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Early bird or night owl?
I think I'm an early bird. I fall asleep at 10.
Guilty.
Beach vacation or European city?
Beach vacation or European city? I think European city. I mean, listen, a European city that's near the coast is heaven. So you get both. I'm definitely, just so you know, I'm going to just tell you something about myself. I don't like having to pick between two things. If you see me in a restaurant at breakfast, I'm the guy who orders one pancake, bacon, eggs, and hash browns and one piece of French toast because I can't pick and I want one of all of them. So if I have a chance to go on vacation, I want a European city and then a weekend at the beach while I'm at the European city.
Yes. No, and I love it because that's how you've been answering all yours. But I'm like so the same. Like, no, dinner party and then we play a game. And
That's right.
after I have my coffee, I'm gonna have my tea during the day. So like,
Don't make me pick. Don't make me pick.
Exactly. Text or phone call?
Text.
Okay, I don't know why. I would have thought you were maybe a phone call. You know what I could see you actually as? A voice note because it's kind of both.
Yes. And you know what I'm addicted to now these days is a thing called Marco Polo. It's a video. It is basically messaging with somebody, but video. So you leave them a long video message and then and that's Marco, and then they polo back by sending you a response. And it's, it's lame because it's better to have a real conversation with someone in real time. But this lets somebody listen to what's up in your life and then respond when they have time. So I do that with a bunch of people.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
That is.
I know we're always on FaceTime. Binge watch or one episode at a time?
One episode at a time. Because of the earlier question about night owl or early bird, I fall asleep after the first episode. So I can't binge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
I'm kind of binger. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Wheel of Fortune or 25 Words or Less?
25 Words or Less. I love that game.
Of course. It better be.
It's not just because I produced the show, but I genuinely love playing that game. And in fact, if you guys send me your address, I will send you a copy of the game because you will love it. Oh. And it's on 5 days a week. Meredith Vieira is the host. We've done over 1,000 episodes, but it's totally addicting.
Okay. I need to get it.
Sounds like my jam.
For sure.
Okay. And then just a few questions, short answers. Dream role you haven't played yet?
I want to play a bad guy or a cop. I just love the idea because I've always played the gay dad or the guy with a headset or the guy who's someone's manager or producer, like the smart guy in a business suit. I would love to play a messy villain, in a Marvel movie. Oh my God, it would be heaven.
Ooh.
That'd be so epic.
You would be great at that, by the way.
You would crush
You'd be
it.
Well, you
so
wouldn't
good as a
expect it.
messy villain.
It's like what you wouldn't
Yes.
expect. I come in looking like an accountant, and then I, kill you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Let's put it out there. Manifest. Favorite thing about being a dad?
That's really hard. I think my favorite thing about being a dad is seeing the baby, the infant that I fell in love with in my arms, still in the adult that I now am raising. Like when I have the experience of 20 years with this thing that I've raised since they were in the delivery room, and I see in their eyes or in a smile or in a laugh the connective tissue, that just is like goosebumps.
Oh, it's so true how like
is.
as they get older, and I know mine's almost 6, but I could still see that baby in him. Like there's certain looks
sure.
he does, and I'm like, that was the baby I held. Like I could just, it's these just still always will have that
It's so
forever and
special.
ever and ever. It's so special.
It really
I love
is.
that.
All right, Dan. Well, we always like to end our episodes with a little inspiration and affirmation. Is there a quote or a mantra you can leave our listeners?
Yeah, there's something that I heard a couple of years ago that I thought it was so silly at first, and then it changed my life. Because I'm a worrier. I don't know if you knew that. You can tell because I'm like trying to fix the satellite dish, and But a couple of years ago, I don't remember where I heard it. I heard 5 words that have become my mantra all the time now. And it's, what if everything works out? And so much anxiety in the world is caused by the words, what if my kids get sick? What if I don't get this job? What if I don't make it to my dinner on time? What if? So many of our anxieties as human beings start with the words, what if? And we don't realize how much power there is in reminding ourselves that the more likely outcome is that things will work out in one way or another. Not always, but more times than not. And I have to remind myself that every day like a mantra. And I put it on a t-shirt. I had t-shirts made that say, what if everything works out? And every day when I start to worry, I stop and I look at my 5 fingers and I remind myself, what if everything works out? And I got to tell you, it's a game changer.
Gosh.
I just
love
wrote
that.
it down
Yeah.
because I'm literally going to put that on my mirror.
I'm going to start to do that.
That is
It's
incredible. I've never even thought about that.
It's so simple. It seems so simple. Like, it's like, well, what if it doesn't work out? We already know that we can imagine things not working out. It's how we live our lives. We walk through, and what if the subway never comes and I don't make it to my meeting? But those what ifs only create a physical response in your body that is anxiety and depression and worry. But when you constantly remind yourself, what if everything works out? What if I just imagine the scenario where I don't miss my subway and I don't miss the interview, and if I do miss the interview, it gets rescheduled, and it's on it. Like, I literally, it's a daily mantra, which I recommend to everyone try for at least 30 days.
That is great.
That's amazing.
Thank you for that.
I love it.
Yes. Well, everyone watch The Comeback on HBO Max and follow Dan at Dan Bucatinsky on Instagram. And
Thank
also
you.
make sure to look out for videos of the Nikki and Brie Show on the IG page, TikTok, Facebook. And the Nikki and Brie Show is also on SiriusXM Stars 109. Dan, again, thank you so much for everything.
Thank
You
you.
truly are
Thank
just
you.
such an incredible human being.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you
Nikki
for
was
having me.
saying
You guys are the
so many
best.
things about you.
Of course.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
And enjoy your last day on set.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.